look at me. Why are you so nervous? What happened?
You know, I feel so shy and nervous when I'm speaking in front of a lot of people. Suddenly my mouth is stuttering. Do you feel the same?
I was before, but now I feel so much better. I think our topic is quite interesting. I would like to invite the other friends to join with us and we talk about it.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Guys, please welcome.
Hello guys!
Hi!
It's really nice to see you in here. Alright, so before I've heard you talking about talking in front of many people and also talking about feeling shy in front of many people, right?
Yes, Ariane does.
That's my problem.
Oh, really?
But wait, Dian, you bring something. What is that?
Well, this one, this is the CVs of our special guest star today. She is an expert public speaker. She is the operational manager of Widya Triguna company. She is coaching, public speaking, training, and other activities. She is the member of Toastmaster International and many more achievements she got. That sounds cool, right?
Yes, I agree with you.
But wait, instead of reading her CV, why don't we just invite her to join us now here?
It's a
right?
great idea, Ari.
That's
Sounds
cool.
cool.
Please welcome Ms Natali.
Hello, hi guys.
So gorgeous.
Hi.
Alright, Ms Natali, thank you so much for welcoming to our show. And
Thanks
today,
for having me.
okay, thank you so much. You look so gorgeous today.
You look more
Look
beautiful.
at you.
You look more beautiful.
Oh my god.
Okay, so before we just met through the only Zoom meeting video, right?
Right.
And today we finally see you in person because we have a special topic for today because about public speaking. Which is we know that you are an expert and also really talented in public speaking. So first of all, before we go into the question, can you please introduce yourself? Just before we just heard about the brief introduction about you, so maybe our audience want to know more about who's Ms Natali actually. So please.
Sure. Hello everyone, my name is Natalie. I was born and raised up in Bali. I call myself business manager by day and public speaker by night and also by the weekend. In the past 3 years, I pursued public speaking more passionately, and in the last 7 years, my full-time job is as a manager in a small clothing manufacturing company in Kutai, just like this beautiful lady over here already mentioned.
Right. Well, talk about your journey. One of the most interesting about you is your education. I heard that you graduated in Australia for your master's degree. Is that right?
Yeah, so I was quite fortunate. I pursued my bachelor degree in Udayana in Faculty of Business and Management, and then I was very fortunate. Thank God, I got a scholarship, Australian award.
Wow, that's
It's like a
so
great
amazing.
achievement.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned about scholarship. That makes me wondering, how you get that scholarship, and also where did you get the information about that scholarship, Ms. Natalie?
Yeah, so I haven't finished mentioning it yet, but I graduated from University of Queensland in Australia, and that's part of the Australian Award Scholarship. I first knew about Australian Award Scholarship way back then. It was quite coincidental because me and Andri was a part of Udayana Debating Society, and we used to gather together when there was a tournament. So we were judges, and I accidentally eavesdropped my friend's conversation, and they mentioned about, wow, let's apply for the scholarship because it's like a full scholarship. And I asked them, no. The scholarship usually is not full. It will only cover a part of it. But then they said, oh no, it's a full scholarship. So I was curious, and I tried to find out more information. And yes, there are actually a full covered scholarship. For example, if you want to study in Australia, you can find more information about Australia Awards Indonesia at www.australiaawards.org, australiaawards.indonesia.org. And if you want to pursue your study in America, there is a scholarship called Fulbright Scholarship, and in Europe, there is Erasmus Mundus. So there plenty
So
of
lot
scholarship
yeah, you can find like in the
opportunities.
internet right now, right?
Yes, but I think those three are the one that fully cover.
Really interesting for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking about scholarship, so do you have some tips and tricks to pass the scholarship program?
That's a good question. I think this is very relevant with all of you because you're still doing your bachelor degree and
We
you're
are curious
looking-
about that.
Yes.
We want
to
a
get that one.
scholarship
Our
too.
dream actually.
But it's like,
Absolutely.
but some people like think it's impossible because there are a lot of requirements. So maybe tips and tricks for
Yeah, so definitely there are several tips that I can share. First of all, make sure that you choose a specific program. I think one of the major mistake people made is that they only wanted to choose or pursue general program. For example, I studied English literature, so for my master's degree I also need to study English literature. No, you gotta pick a specific one. For example, for myself, my background is management, finance management or economics. So for my master's degree, I pursue Master of Business in Small and Medium Enterprise Development. So in Indonesia, we call it pengembangan UMKM. So I think that's very specific and that enabled me to stand out compared to other applicants. My second tip for scholarship is that you need to, of course, if you want to go abroad, you need to practice
your
English,
English.
right.
Of course,
Take
yes.
an IELTS or
Yes,
something.
okay.
Yeah, if you have time and commitment, try to really learn English outside of your classroom. Because in classroom or in your uni time, there's only a certain amount of time and exercises that the lecturer can help you. But then if you really want it, try and learn more. Speak more and then outside of the class, correct? Practice more. And I think for me personally, if you want to go abroad, you need to do either test TOEFL or IELTS.
IELTS, yeah.
If
That's a must.
it's a must. If you go to Australia, IELTS is a must. If you go to America, I think TOEFL or TOEIC. Yeah. And I'm not sure about Europe, but I think Europe they prefer IELTS or TOEFL. You can check it out, but the key is each test has its own hack. So if you really want to go to that test, learn how to navigate the test. For example, if you want to go to IELTS test, then there are like different tips for IELTS specifically compared to like if you want to go to TOEFL, there are specific tips for TOEFL.
So it's like different, right?
Different. So know your battle. Know your battlefield
Yourself.
before you go there, so you can prepare yourself.
Okay, we also heard that you are a member of Toastmaster, right? For about 8 years. That's amazing. Could you please tell us what is Toastmaster? I think not a lot of people know what is Toastmaster is.
Do you guys know what Toastmasters is?
To be honest,
Just a
it's
little
not
bit.
really. But I'm curious right now what is Toastmaster.
Right, so for any one of you who doesn't know what Toastmaster is, it is an international non-profit organization that focuses on education, leadership, and communication or public speaking. So the mission is to enable people to be able to empower them to speak and to lead well. So I think as a member of Toastmaster International, it is a global organization. So you join as a member in Bali, you can be part of the whole Toastmaster family because it's available in 143 countries, if I'm not mistaken. Worldwide, there are more than 300,000 members. 300,000 members.
So you can meet new people from around the world in that
Yes.
club, right?
Yeah.
Get connected with new people also.
Yeah, it's the way it operates is it operates under each different clubs. So for example, I'm a member of Magical Bali Club in Bali, and then let's say a person in America part of
also
a club in
on a
America.
club in America.
Yeah, so there are like many different clubs, but each club, the key is there is no teacher. So we learn from
Each other.
So it's peer-to-peer learning, peer-to-peer feedback. But we do have Toastmasters International do have international online curriculum. So you can log in to Toastmasters International website and then throughout the curriculum you can follow it. Even if you are not a member, you can also check their website and get like free magazine and free articles about public speaking, communication, and leadership. So you can check www.toastmaster.org.
Okay, that's so useful.
That's
That's a new
important
information for
for
us
us,
about
yeah.
Toastmaster.
Probably after this, we want to join Toastmasters.
Yeah.
Just join as a guest first, but then if you really are thirsty for learning, my suggestion is go to the website and then look at all the free resources because there are plenty, like plenty.
Okay, listen to that, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Ms. Natali. We know become a public speaker is not easy, right? Could you share us some tips and tricks how to improve our public speaking skills?
Yeah, there are quite a lot, but I would say number one tip is, and this is usually asked during any of my workshop, how to handle nervousness.
Yeah. Yes. To be honest, I'm so shaky right
Yeah.
now. Talking in front of you.
So usually people think that, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I need to battle it.
Yeah.
No, that is a wrong
Oh,
approach.
that's wrong. Okay.
In my opinion, nervousness is very natural.
Yes.
So you feel nervous?
Yeah.
Yes.
You feel nervous?
Yeah.
I feel nervous too.
Okay.
And it's part of us being human. It's normal. Yeah. So it's normal to be nervous. So you can admit that you are nervous. Okay, I'm nervous now. And then you affirm yourself. Okay, I'm nervous now, but I'm gonna do great. I'm nervous now, but I know I have prepared so much for this. I'm gonna do amazing.
Like positive affirmation.
Positive affirmation.
Okay.
So first admit that you're nervous.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I'm nervous, but then I will do great. And then positive affirmation. I feel like this always works, whether you're going to a contest, you're going for your final exam, or even just like this casual project or event. So that's tips number one. Tips number two is when you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
That's
really
the blank as ever.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, what am I gonna say on next? You know?
Yeah.
How can we
Overcome with it, just
overcome it. So when we're blanking out in front of the camera or when we're speaking with people, sometimes we don't really know where to start again, right?
Yeah, right.
So my suggestion is you can ask them to confirm. So what was the question again? Were you asking about this or that? So you can ask the other person to say the question again. And then that will help you to think.
What was blank?
Yeah, to think and then to say some stuff. Another tips when you don't know what to say, for example, when you got an impromptu question,
Yes.
like spontaneous
Yes,
questions,
yes.
that oh my gosh, this is a
Freeze out,
question, you're freezing out. So my tips is there is a technique in public speaking. We call it PrEP, P-R-E-P.
Prep.
P-R-E-P.
Okay.
So the first P stands for point. Point. The R stands for reason.
Reason.
E is example.
Example.
And then the last P is point.
Point.
Point again.
Point again. So how do we do this, right?
Yeah.
So for example, give me like a random question. Just give me a random question outside of this.
Okay, Ms. Natali, what is your favorite activities to do?
My favorite activities to do. So this is how I'm gonna answer it, right? With P, point. My favorite activity, sorry, my favorite activity is traveling. So that's the point. And then the reason, I love traveling because traveling enables me to see different sceneries and meet different people. And when I travel, I felt so alive. That is the reason. Example, when I went to travel to New Zealand, I still remember the beauty of the nature. I saw the glacier for the very first time in my life. In Bali, I rarely hike a mountain. But in New Zealand, I hike an ice mountain. Because when else, right, in your life, you can hike an ice mountain. So my favorite activity is traveling. That's the last speak.
Okay. This
It's
is
so
structure.
organized.
Yeah.
So organized,
Organized,
right?
yeah.
You people when they hear you, they feel like, oh my gosh, how can you speak so well?
Oh, yeah.
The structure is here.
Oh, yeah.
You just need to fill the blanks.
Oh, yeah. Just fill the blanks.
It's a really good team.
Yeah, it's
I really like.
helpful. We just know about it.
Yeah, we just know about it.
I just realize how we always make a mistake because we
Yeah.
don't really know the structure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why don't we try it? Like one of you can volunteer, maybe
Okay.
Laras.
Okay.
We can use the same topic. What is your favorite
Okay.
activity?
Okay, my favorite activity to do is actually traveling also, and I love traveling to Bedugul. Because it has a really beautiful scenery, you know, it really has a calm vibe.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah,
cool. The air is really cool
Quite
right
nice.
there, and I really love to see Bratan Lake. And for example, and when you can do other like water sport activities because you can see the beautiful scenery also with the mountain, also the lake right there. So my favorite activity to do is traveling. Actually, is that right?
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't realize about
Isn't it easy?
Yeah. We just cover it easier now.
Structure.
Yeah. So in a sense, PREP, it sounds like preparation,
Yeah,
right?
preparation.
Prep.
Yeah.
So with prep, you can prepare yourself
Okay.
for any interview, for any random topics. If you're going to business, we have what we call elevator pitching, where you meet people randomly and then suddenly, okay, tell me about your business. People won't wait for you until like tomorrow to explain it.
Yeah.
They will probably only give you like 1 minute or 2 minutes. So if you don't know what you're talking about, go straight to the point and then PREP.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Natali, we know that you also has your own business that goes internationally, right? And then, could you tell the audience like how important is public speaking, like take a role in develop business or something like that? Does it help you to develop your business?
Yeah, I think this is a good point because a lot of people think that speaking or public speaking is only about speaking. But I learned in public speaking, the first thing you need to do is to listen. So in public speaking, the basic is actually to listen. And it really helps me to understand my employee better, to understand my client better, and to communicate with prospective client even better. Because I heard from their feedback, my prospective clients, they said, oh, I felt like you can understand me. That's why even though you're not the cheapest one, but I have confidence that you can deliver well. So I think that is a high praise for me because I never expected that. And that I learned in public speaking because before you speak, you need to actually first to listen. And after listening, then communication happens, right? Communication is when two parties exchange message, listen and then speak, right? So when communication happens, each person or each party felt to be heard and to be understood. So I think it's a little bit abstract, but it really helps me in running my own business, communicating with my employees, with my clients, prospective clients. For example, when I speak to my employees, I speak in a very simple language. I don't use any
advanced.
no advanced dictionary, vocabulary, whatever. I just speak very simple because most of my employees, they're seamstresses, right? Penjahit. So they don't have high education. Mostly, they only, I don't know, SMP, SMA, high school graduate maximum. Some of them junior high school, some of them elementary school graduate. So for them, they're skillful with their hands, but their education is not that high. So I need to simplify my language, make sure that the message is delivered to them. While when I speak to my client, I need to speak in such a way that they can understand because my clients come from like a different nationalities, but we communicate mainly in English. So I just need to make sure that they understand what I mean, they understand my stance, and they can respect that. If we are not matched, for example, they need a certain deadline that I cannot fulfill, I will definitely communicate in advance, yes or no, and that will also help. When I learned public speaking, I learned that if you can communicate straightforwardly what you mean to your audience, it will really help for them to respect you also as a speaker and as a person. So I think that's how it really enriched me.
So what you said is the basic of public speaking is about listen and gentlemen, right?
Yeah, listening.
Listening.
Okay, that was so informational. Do you have anything to say to the audience?
Yeah, a lot of people think that public speaking is hard.
Yeah,
Public speaking
it's hard
is
to-
scary.
Yeah, it's hard.
Public speaking is so difficult. I don't want to do it. A lot of people might think that, but if I may suggest something to you, if you have done it, if you practice it, public speaking is not hard, it's not scary, it's so much fun. It will really empower you and equip you in your daily life, in your personal relationship, in your professional relationship, in different ways. It can really help you to be a better person, better leader, and also a better communicator in a sense. So try public speaking, don't hesitate. In the beginning, you will fail and you will not be good, and that's fine, but everybody starts somewhere. So try it and enjoy it.
It's a great advice.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of things from Ms Natali. About public speaking, about some tips and tricks that very useful for us, right?
Yes,
How about you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's a new thing that I discovered right now, and I think that's also for our audience.
Audience also will feel like get so many new things, especially about public
Public
speaking,
speaking.
especially for college students too. Like they still wondering how to overcome the nervousness and also how to arrange a sentence in a spontaneous question, for example,
impromptu
right?
question.
Yeah, so it's really great tips from Ms Natali, and thank you so much for Ms Natali.
It's an honor to meet you in
Yeah,
person.
thank you so much for tips and advice that you give to us. And alright, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching us.
The Lady Show.
And
Don't forget to see another episode. See you in another episode. Bye.
bye.